welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny Allen. Please make sure that you are subscribed and that you thumbs up this video. So let's do Proverbs chapter 21. Proverbs 21. And we're going to I've picked out 3 verses from Proverbs 21 that I'm going to share today. And the first verse is verse 3. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. To do righteousness and justice. So doing what is right carries more weight in the eyes of the Lord. There's a scripture that says, I will put the scripture on the screen. But the scripture goes something to the effect of, I think the individual was trying to bring a sacrifice for what they did wrong. And the Lord was telling them, basically, if you had just obeyed, that would have been the better sacrifice than you actually bringing the sacrifice. Your obedience carries more weight than you trying to cover it up with a sacrifice. So, but I will put the scripture on the screen. So it's best to do righteousness and do justice. That is more acceptable. So sometimes we can be put in difficult situations, and where we may be conditioned to maybe want to do the wrong thing and not seek justice in a particular area. But as I said yesterday, doing the right thing and standing for justice and doing what is right is more acceptable than the sacrifice. Okay, so let's have a look at verse 21. He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. So we've got to make sure that we're following after righteousness and mercy. We've got to follow them. In Psalms 23, it talks about goodness and mercy following us. But in this verse, it tells us that we must follow after righteousness and mercy. We've got to chase them. We've got to run after them. We've got to inhabit them. We've got to seek after them. Because when you follow after righteousness and mercy, you will find life. You will find honor. You will find righteousness. Because when you're running after something, you want to be able to run it down, chase it, embrace it, take hold of it. Because you're chasing after something. There's a goal in mind. But when you do that, when you find these qualities, you find life, righteousness, and honor. And these qualities are of the heart. Because it's very easy to kind of slip back and not want to walk in righteousness or not wanting to follow after mercy. We don't want to do that, because to keep with that, sometimes you have to go against the grain of what life is. But when we go against that grain, we will find the qualities, we will find righteousness, we will find mercy, and we will find the honor, and God will reward that. Let me just interject here and put the overview for Proverbs 21, which is peace in the home, prosperity in life, and preparation for battle. That's the overview that I forgot to mention. And then finally, verse 23, whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Your mouth and your tongue can get you into trouble. And as I've said in past videos, Proverbs deals a lot with our speech. And, our speech can get us into trouble. And, there's a famous quote around that I've heard so many times. You cannot quote silence. You cannot repeat silence. And I've been in situations where I have just made sure that I've kept quiet. I've not said anything, so that nobody can go back and say, oh, Jenny said this or Jenny said that. Sometimes we have to keep our mouth quiet. We have to walk in silence. We have to live in silence, because to say the wrong thing, it will get me or whoever, we can get into trouble. So put a guard around your mouth. Put a guard around your tongue. Make sure that you've got a filter there. One of the guards that we can put around our tongue and our mouth is to think before you speak. Think before you say anything. That can be the first guard. Because if you end up saying the wrong thing, the words have already gone from your mouth and you can't take it back. And, you can end up getting into trouble. So put a guard over your mouth. Put a guard over your tongue to keep yourself from trouble, because people cannot quote silence. Okay, so God bless you. I hope that today's video ministered to you, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. God bless.